Thank you to all Patreon and Ko-fi donators. If you would like to support me and request your own ASMR, please donate to my Patreon or Ko-fi. That's patreon.com/Dr. John DejaVu 1984. I repeat, patreon.com/Dr. John DejaVu 1984. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. This video was requested by Artorius the King in the community. Greetings. Hello there, my fluffy friends and cute little protogens. It's your favorite buff, Papagen here, ready to take you on a soft, relaxing journey into the world of firearms. Today, we're going to explore the fascinating mechanics of guns, and all their intricate parts. Just sit back, relax, and let this big, buff, Primagen daddy guide you. This will be a 2-part series, so be sure to watch this video and part 2. First, let's talk about cartridges. A cartridge is the complete package of a bullet. Casing. Primer. And propellant. Or gunpowder. So a cartridge is a bullet casing, primer, and propellant. The bullet is the actual projectile that gets fired. While the casing holds everything together. When the firing pin strikes the primer. When the firing pin strikes the primer, it ignites the propellant, causing an explosion that propels the bullet down the barrel. The firing pin strikes the primer. It ignites the propellant, causing an explosion that propels the bullet down the barrel. Isn't that fascinating? Now, speaking of the barrel, this is the long metal tube, which the bullet travels. The bullet travels down the barrel. The inside of the barrel has grooves called rifling that make the bullet spin. The bullet spin improving its accuracy. Improving its accuracy. Shotguns don't usually have rifling for pellets, as they provide no advantage. Unless the shotgun is using a slug round. We'll talk more about that later. The end of the barrel is called the muzzle. The end of the barrel, is called the muzzle. Where the bullet exits. The sound of the bullet leaving the muzzle is quite a powerful sound, isn't it? Let's move on to clips, and magazines. This is a magazine. A clip. A clip is a device used to store multiple rounds of ammunition together as a unit, which makes it easier to load into a firearm, or a magazine. On the other hand, a magazine is a container that holds the ammunition and feeds it into the chamber. Magazines can be detachable or internal. As a matter of fact, I can show you an example of an internal magazine in a moment. Detachable magazines can be removed from the firearm. While internal magazines are built into the gun itself and can't be removed. This is a firearm. A 30 cal M1 Garand, to be exact, with a clip, but with an internal magazine on the inside. Oh yeah, baby. Feel that gentle tingle as you understand the difference. Hush. Let this big Papagen loosen you up, honey. Now, the chamber is the part of the barrel, where the cartridge is loaded is loaded, and ready to be fired, to be fired, to be fired, to be fired. When you pull the trigger, when you pull the trigger, when you pull the trigger, 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 the firing pin, the firing pin, the firing pin hits the primer, causing the explosion, the explosion, the explosion, the explosion that propels the bullet, 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 the bullet out of the barrel, out of the barrel, the barrel, the barrel, the barrel. Imagine the gentle click, 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 and the smooth action, 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 action of the firing pin, 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 hitting the primer, hitting the primer, the primer, the primer, the primer. Next, let's talk about gas-operated guns. Guns, guns, gas-operated guns, gas-operated guns, gas-operated guns. These firearms use the pressure from the gas, pressure from the gas, created by the burning propellant, to cycle the action, to cycle the action, the gas creates pressure from the burning propellant, to cycle the action. When the gun fires, some of the gas is redirected to another area to push a piston or bolt, which ejects the spent cartridge, and loads a new one into the chamber. This mechanism is smooth and efficient, much like the soft, calming purr of a content Protogen. Much like you. Now, let's explore all the different parts of a gun. Well, for starters, there's the stock, which is the part you hold against your shoulder. Then there's the grip, where your hand goes. The trigger is what you pull to fire the gun. And the safety is a switch that prevents precision, 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 and power, and power, and power, and power, and power, power. Like I said, I will make a part 2, exploring more about the basics in the world of firearms, 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 firearms. I hope you enjoyed this gentle journey into the world of firearms, 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 firearms. Remember, always handle guns, 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 with care and respect, respect, respect. If you have any questions, feel free to ask this big, buff, and experienced military Papagen. Thank you for joining me today. You have a good one. Enjoy your sleep. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. Don't forget to visit my Patreon or Ko-fi and donate. It would mean a lot to me if you did, and it would help support the channel. In any case, thank you again, and enjoy your sleep, cutie. Stay safe out there. Yeah. What are you